Hi everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon trading card game, and this is my third attempt to record the commentary for this particular video, so we'll see if it actually works. Basically what's happening is my computer, as it is playing the video for me to watch, it is glitching all over the place. So I really hope that I can get this all figured out for the final video, but in the meantime I'm just going to try and see how it actually works for me commentating with what I have. So, in this match we have me on the right playing my Pyroar deck, and on the left we have Treynor, who is playing Virizion Genesect. And Virizion Genesect is a very powerful deck right now. It won the World Championships. It was both the top and second top deck there. So, you know, if you watched the stream of Worlds, then you knew no matter what happened, Virizion Genesect would win. Anyway, so it won Worlds last year, or rather this past year, and amazingly, the two people who won, who got first and second at Worlds, they didn't tech in Pyroar counters. I was a little surprised to see that. Like basically they were just relying on the G booster from Genesect, and that's basically it. So, anyway, right there I mulligan. Treynor started with two cards. He started with an active and a benched Pokemon, and this is really starting to get on my nerves seeing the video glitching out like this. I just hope the commentary syncs up properly. I can do little more than hope. So, sorry about my constant bantering about how the video looks for me. Anyway, so I mulliganed. I did not have a basic Pokemon, so I started over. And I did not get another basic again. And this might seem a little familiar. Michael Pramawat got 3 or 4 mulligans at the Pokemon US National Championships. He was not up against a Virizion Genesect deck, but he did play Pyroar himself. So, yeah, a few videos ago I had Virizion Genesect versus Virizion Genesect. Now with all these mulligans, well, I'm beginning to see a pattern with my videos, and that's my third mulligan. So, basically, you know, when you watch the streams and stuff of Nationals and Worlds, you think, oh, that's really unfortunate. That what are the odds of you starting with a lone Jirachi? Or what are the odds that the top 2 decks are both Virizion Genesect? Or what are the odds that you get 3 or 4 mulligans in a row with a Pyroar deck? Well, considering that we're seeing it quite often in my videos, I'd say it's probably not as rare as you might think. So I'm just hoping for any basic here, because every time I don't get a basic, Treynor gets an additional card. So 1 basic would be nice, and looks like I finally got a Mewtwo EX, as well as 2 more basics to put on my bench. Go figure. So basically in this matchup, we both started with Mewtwo EX as our active. In this matchup, I do favor myself, but since I mulliganed 3 times, that gave Treynor a whole lot to work with. And interestingly, he plays Deoxys EX. Now, I'm not sure why. I mean, it would my guess is it's a Mewtwo counter, but well, he has a Mewtwo EX as well, so who knows. Anyway, for his turn, he just attached an energy to his Virizion and a Muscle Band and passed. I played my roller skates there trying to catch myself up to the cards Treynor had and failed. So I'm going to have to Ultra Ball instead. In this case, I might just go after Jirachi to get a Juniper or an N. And N would definitely be preferable here, because then that would make our hand sizes about the same. Or Juniper. Well, Juniper would just get me a whole lot more cards, since it didn't look like I had an energy, didn't look like I had anything really useful, so, well, in any case, energy in the discard pile isn't a bad thing at all, because I run Blacksmith, which takes energy out of the discard pile, and in order to do that, you need to have energy in the discard pile to begin with. So I have both the Juniper and the N there, and I'm going to go with Juniper. So, in this case, I really don't know who to favor at this point in the game. Because I'm going second, which means I could attack this turn if I want, but Treynor he's at an advantage right now. I don't have my Pyroar up at all. I don't know. Well, I Pokemon captured out his Genesect, just so then, I don't really know why, actually. Probably because I was just going to Juniper it away anyway, so I figured might as well. And there, I finally flipped heads on roller skates. That's the third roller skates I played during my turn here, and only one heads. So anyway, it looks like I'm going to attach the double colorless energy to Mewtwo and X-Ball for 40. I don't have a muscle band. That would have been really nice. Make it a little easier to knock out later, but anyway, so I do X-Ball for 40. Now Treynor, he, I don't know what he could do. He could, if he runs Switch, he could play it. He could attach for turn and retreat if he wants, but then he wouldn't be able to attack with Virizion. He's definitely going to get 2 energy with Professor's Letter here. No reason to just get 1. He could just attach to Virizion and leave his Genesect active to just take hits. Unless I get a God Hand next turn, then there's no way this Genesect is going to get knocked out. But, oh, I know why I captured out that Genesect. I realized that Genesect is the one threat to my Pyroar, so to get rid of that very quickly is preferable. So if not that it's a big deal anyway. I mean, it's a grass deck versus my fire deck. I'm going to favor my fire deck in this matchup. He attaches to Virizion, and he did have the switch in his hand, so that's very ideal. And he attaches a muscle band to his Mewtwo EX and plays Colress for 6. It's a nice, decent Colress. Don't know what he should really hope for here. There's nothing else he can do for his turn. He just played a supporter, he's attached energy, and he drew nothing but supporter's energy and 1 Pokemon. He's going to bench that Pokemon, and then all he can do now is Emerald Slash for 70. And then he's going to attach 2 Grass Energy to that Genesect. My turn, I evolve into Pyroar. I'm in a very good position. I could attach the double colorless energy to Pyroar. I could Lysander out the Genesect again. But I think I'm just 10 damage short of knocking it out right now with Mewtwo. X-Ball at this point does... Oh, no, I'm not even 10. I'm way farther than that. X-Ball right now does 80 damage. So, let's see. 80 plus 40 is 120. So I would need that and a muscle band. No, I have the double colorless energy. So I would need that. That put it up to 120. Yeah, even if I attach the double colorless energy, I would still need the muscle band in order to knock it out. And I have the Skyla in hand, but I also need to, if I want to bring the Genesect out, need to use my Lysander, which is my supporter. So either way, I'm short of knocking it out, and that's very unfortunate. But at the same time, maybe I should start taking out this Virizion. If I take away the energy acceleration, that might hurt him a little bit. So I'm just going to play a little safe. I'm going to put the double colorless energy on my Pyroar. No reason to put all of my energy on the same Pokemon. And, well, Enhanced Hammer's not in format, so unless he plays Crushing Hammer, and very few Virizion Genesect decks do, then my double colorless energies are safe. So I'm deciding whether to play my Lysander here, and it looks like I do. Just to soften up the Genesect a little more. I'm going to X-Ball, and that thing's up to 120. Now here, he can just, manually retreat, get rid of 1 energy, use Emerald Slash again, and get 2 more energy on it. It's really no big deal. And I knew that, but I just decided in the long run, maybe it's a little better to make it a little easier to knock out. Because right now, it's only 50 HP away from getting knocked out. So Treynor's going to play a Skyla. He's going to get out Plasma Frigate. And that's very hurtful, because Plasma Frigate, each of your Pokemon with Plasma Energy attached to it, has no weakness. And he can attach Plasma Energy to any Pokemon he chooses. It doesn't have to be a Plasma Pokemon. So if he attaches a Plasma Energy to the Genesect, it has no weakness. It wouldn't be much difference because it still only has 50 HP left. But if he attaches one to the Virizion, it has no weakness. So the only way for me to one-shot it is Combustion Blast with a Muscle Band instead of, for example, Pyroar's Scorching Fang. Anyway, he's going to Megalo Cannon for knockout on Mewtwo and put 20 on the Charizard. And, well, I'm just going to promote my Pyroar and start dealing damage. Pyroar is completely safe right now. Treynor does not have an evolved Pokemon. All he has are basic Pokemon. And I just played an in on top of that. So he's going to only have 4 cards to draw into, and I'm going to have 6. Let's see. This Genesect is obviously going to go down. And in which case he's going to need to hope for another Genesect. Or he could... I don't know what he should hope for because I play Pyroar. And if he doesn't have a Pyroar counter, that's basically an auto win for me. Most Virizion Genesect decks don't play any Hypnotoxic Lasers. And let's see, he drew his 4 cards, nothing that can really help him. Let's see, I'm going to Fiery Torch, and there's a Muscle Band. Really no reason to attach that right now. I'm doing enough damage as is to knock out that Genesect. And I do, and we're tied on prizes. He promotes his Deoxys. Deoxys usually is put in straight-up Plasma decks because of its power connectability. Each of your Plasma Pokemon deals an extra 10 damage. If you have 4 Deoxys on the bench, that's an extra 40 damage that you're dealing, and that can mean the difference between game loss and game win sometimes. Anyway, Treynor is going to get another Genesect out there. Probably the Deoxys is just there because he realizes the Plasma Frigate only works if I have a Plasma Energy on one of my Pokemon, and I don't have any Plasma Energy in play, so it's best to just leave this Deoxys up there. It has no weakness, so no matter what, it's pretty safe. And I'm going to, well, it's my turn. I'm going to attach a Fire Energy to Charizard just to start powering it up. Hopefully, someday soon, I can power it up enough to one-shot the Genesect and Virizions if they get Plasma Energy on them. And it looks like I'm just going to Scorching Fang for 60. No reason to overdo it quite yet. I'm in the best of positions right now. Treynor will switch into his Virizion because even though Emerald Slash can do no damage to me, and we do see the end, even though it can do no damage to me, its secondary effect still works, where he searches his deck and gets to attach 2 Grass Energy to any of his benched Pokemon. And the card text reads that you have to do it. It's not optional. I mean, if there's no energy in your deck, then obviously you don't have to attach something. But you do need to at least pick up your deck and pretend to look through it. So, anyway, we do see the Mr. Mime in his hand, but I have nothing that can snipe, so there's no reason to hog up bench space with it. And he's just going to... he does have Colress Machine. Maybe he should use that and attach something to... he should attach a Plasma Energy to the bench Genesect EX, because then it has no weakness. This Virizion is going down right now, though. Even if you played Energy Switch, it only works for basic energy. Basically, right now, in order to have gotten that Colress, that Plasma Energy onto Virizion, he would have either needed to attach it from hand, which he didn't have, he only had the Colress Machine, or he would have needed to have a Plasma Badge on Virizion, which he couldn't have done because, one, he probably doesn't play it, most people don't, and he has the Muscle Band already on Virizion. So, long story short, this Virizion is going down to a Scorching Fang this turn. And he probably knows that. He probably just put that Plasma Energy... He only Colress Machined onto Genesect because he realized if he didn't, then it's very likely that within 2 turns he would lose completely. Which might still be the case, but he's actually going to retreat into his Mewtwo EX, which has no weakness to fire, so it can at least take a few hits. It's going to energy switch onto Mewtwo EX, and I don't believe he has attached from hand yet, but then again he doesn't have an energy in hand. And he's just going to pass. And I'm going to Fiery Torch, get an extra 2 cards in my hand. Going to bench the Litleo, play Pokemon Catcher, and it is heads. That's why Catcher is still so powerful. I'm going to bring up that Genesect, and the instant I did, I realized, oh, I just made a mistake. Because even though I'm saying it in this commentary, I didn't realize, well, I did realize, I just completely forgot when I was deciding my Catcher flip. I forgot that Genesect right now does not have a weakness to fire. It has no weakness at all, so I should have brought up the Virizion just to get an easy 2 prizes right here. But then again, well, I might not have the opportunity to ever one-shot this Genesect anyway, so it's probably best to just do a 2-shotter. I get Scorching Fang here for either 60 or 90. I'm just going to go with 60, because it has 110 left now. And we're going to see the N. I bet Treynor's really hoping for his G-Booster here, because that's the one thing he has that can knock out my Pyroar. But even if he has it, even if he gets it out, my Charizard, if I get 1 more energy attached to it, it could just knock out that Genesect, and then the only thing he has to attack with is Mewtwo, which can then one-shot my Charizard, but then I'll just have a Pyroar out. Long story short, he's not in a good position. He just needs the G-Booster, and I don't believe he got it. If he got it, he probably would have attached it by now. Yeah, he did not. He has Virizion, Switch, Ultra Ball, and Mr. Mime. I believe the Ultra Ball and Mr. Mime and Switch were the same cards that he already had when he played the N, so that's not very fun. Especially if he only plays 1 copy of Mr. Mime. No reason to play more. He's going to actually switch into the Mewtwo EX. Doesn't have Energy Switch. He's going to Ultra Ball. Probably get another Genesect out. We do see the G-Booster in his deck, so right there it was just not good luck that he didn't draw into it. And, well, he had to pass. My turn, Evosoda into another Pyroar. I saw the energy in my hands, so I can, if I wish, attach to this Pyroar so that it's guaranteed to be able to attack next turn. Or I can attach it to Charizard. There's just so many different things I can do, and not much Treynor can do. In fact, he has a hand of 0 right here, so he needs to hope for a miraculous top deck, and that I just start picking up my cards a little too soon, which would mean conceding. So there's not much he can really hope for otherwise. I decide to attach to Charizard. If I ever get the Muscle Band, oh, I have the Dowsing Machine. Do I have a Muscle Band in my discard pile? Nope, I do not. If I did, then I could easily Dowsing Machine for the Muscle Band and one-shot this Mewtwo. Probably wouldn't have been the best idea, but I could have done it. And Treynor's 1 card, can't even see it. It's a Grass Energy, and he has to pass. I drew a double colorless energy. Oh man, I've been having great luck with this game, and Treynor's been having horrible luck. That's basically true. So I'm just going to Scorching Fang again for 60. And next turn, that Mewtwo's going to die. And I drew the Blacksmith. I could play that. I could wait. I'm going to just attach to Pyroar. No reason to play Blacksmith at all. Everything is powered up. I'm just going to Scorching Fang for knockout. Now I only have 2 prizes left. And his top deck was a Skyla. And he's going to Skyla. He can get the G-Booster and knock out my Pyroar. And then, you know what, I'm going to bring up Charizard. And I believe I have a way to get a Muscle Band. So, he has the G-Booster, but he knows no matter what, he's lost. It's just too little too late. So, that's just the way these matchups work. Even the best decks have their weaknesses. And this is one of the best decks in the world right now. I mean, when not only the first, but also the second place players in the Pokemon World Championships, when both of them play this deck, you know it's good. And even this deck has an enemy, and that enemy is a lion with a very pretty mane. So, yeah, that's just the way it works. Even the best players can go down to just about anything. Well, not anything, but there's something that can take down most decks. Pyroar is weak to Seismitoad, Garbodor. Seismitoad Garbodor is weak to Virizion Genesect, and Virizion Genesect is weak to Pyroar. It just goes round in a circle. And during these things, you just gotta decide, okay, maybe all these decks does have a weakness, but which one has the fewest weaknesses? And that's where people decide to run Virizion Genesect anyway, because its only weakness is Pyroar. And Pyroar has many more weaknesses than Virizion Genesect does. Virizion Genesect falls very easily to Pyroar, but not much else. Pyroar falls very easily to several things. That's the kind of mentality you got to think. The mind games begin before the battle even begins. So he's been searching his deck for a while now. Maybe he's deciding, you know what, I'll actually try something here. Might go for the Juniper, because this Genesect just cannot get knocked out with that Pyroar, so maybe he'll just decide not to attack it right now. But no, he's going to go for the G-Booster. And that G-Booster is going to go past my ability and knock me out, which will put him down to 3 prizes. But that Genesect only has 110 damage left, HP left. I'm going to promote my Charizard, Combustion Blast, good game. So that's how these games work out, folks. Props to Treynor for being such a good sport, and thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.